Episode 211. Taken to bed. Miranda stared with her eyes wide, looked down at herself, and immediately shrank back, closing the door behind her. After closing the door, she immediately went into the bathroom. Seeing what she looked like, she wanted to kill herself. Ah! He saw her. What should she do? Her messy hair, her dark circles, her pale complexion, She was so embarrassed. Why did this guy pick this time to come here? Didn't he need to celebrate New Year? Wait a second. Visit her parents. What? Did he say that he was here to visit her parents? What the hell? Her heart raced and her cheeks burned up. After quickly washing and combing her short hair, she picked out a nice top and pulled on a pair of jeans. Then, she thought a pair of jeans might make her look like a tomboy. After staring into the mirror for a few seconds, Miranda took the jeans off and put on a dress that her mother thought was elegant. Walking up to the mirror, she saw the bottle of a Chanel fragrance her mother bought for her. The more she prepared, the faster her heartbeat became. Miranda put her hands on the doorknob and felt weird as she was about to open the door. Why did she care so much anyway? Why did she give a damn about this guy? Damn it. In a fret, she opened the door and walked out. Her mother was treating Stephen to some tea. As they talked, her smile was very vivid. Seeing Miranda walking out, dressed up, her mother was impressed, and so was Stephen. However, Miranda did not mean to let them appreciate her beauty. She simply walked over and yanked Stephen up. "Leave now!" Stephen was pushed towards the door. Miranda picked up the gift bags he had brought and pushed him out. Her mother was shocked. "Miranda, what are you doing? Stephen is our guest, and you are being rude." Her dad nodded. "That's right." Miranda disregarded them and pushed Stephen out. Stephen's eyes darkened and stood still. No matter how she pushed him, he did not budge. With her face flushed, Miranda failed to get him out and bristled. "Mr. Wrong, I'm sorry, but you're not welcome here." Stephen looked at her, puzzled. "What did I do wrong?" "You did nothing wrong. It's just, you're a very ugly-looking person that I don't want to see you here." "Ugly?" Her mother quickly came over. "The young man is very handsome and polite. Never mind her. Come on in." Miranda was upset. "Mom, you don't know who he is. He's a bad person." "How is he bad? Tell me." Her mother argued. "Stephen here is a great kid. Why do you have to say that?" "He's basically a villain in disguise. This is a show. He is a great actor. I'm telling you that he will sell you out any time." "I think we need to talk," Stephen said calmly. "We must have some misunderstanding, like last time at the airport." Before he finished, Miranda put a hand over his mouth and cried. "Talk! Yes! Let's talk elsewhere!" With a smile, Stephen held her hand and put the gifts back on the floor before taking her out. Seeing that, Miranda's mother immediately looked at her husband and whispered, "You think our daughter likes him?" He replied matter-of-factly, "Of course. Have you seen her acting this way before?" "Very well." She was overjoyed. "I will prepare some delicious food to treat my future son-in-law." Seeing that, Miranda's father pouted and muttered, "It's way too early now." Miranda was pulled downstairs by Stephen. She wanted to take her hand back, but her strength was no match to his. "Let go!" She bristled. As if he had heard nothing, Stephen hailed a taxi and pulled her into the car. "To the Fontaine Hotel." Hearing the destination, Miranda was dazed and looked at him, growling. "Let go of me! What are you taking me there for?" "We are going to talk, and that is the only place I know here." Stephen's voice was very calm. Feeling the driver's weird gaze, he continued. In addition, it's not like we have never been there before. Didn't you have a good time last time? The driver finally continued to drive. Feeling embarrassed, Miranda struggled and growled. "Get away from me, you creep!" "Young man, if she's not willing, don't cross the line here," the driver said. Stephen glanced at the driver and said, "I'm just trying to buy her dinner and say sorry. She's overthinking it." Miranda finally became quiet. Looking at her hand, which was hurting under his grip, she stopped struggling. The driver pouted but said nothing. Very soon they arrived. Stephen paid the taxi fare and pulled Miranda out. The Fontaine Hotel was a 5-star hotel in Kansas City. Last time he was there, Stephen had stayed here. At that time, she had picked him up from the airport and checked him at his hotel. He asked her, "Have you ever had a boyfriend?" She shook her head. "What do you think of me?" She had blushed and stepped back. But later, for some reason, she was lured into his bed. That was her first time, and she had cried in pain. After they were done, he smoked and said seriously, "Don't worry, I will take the responsibility." In fact, Miranda had never thought of that. When Lila was giving birth in the hospital, she was simply trying to ask him about the video, while his words made her hate him. He said, "I will look after you. Don't worry." How funny. Miranda was taken into the elevator, feeling complicated. Seeing that he had pressed 13, she panicked. She immediately pressed a random number and cried, "Stephen, don't!" He glanced at her and then firmly pressed the 8, which was lit up by her until the light went off. The elevator went up to the 13th floor, and Miranda was taken to room 1318. It was the same room as last time. Struggling, Miranda was taken into the room by him. As soon as they were alone, Stephen pinned her against the wall. "Have you forgotten? I will refresh your memory."